Hi everyone, my name is Gnyarienn and today I'll be presenting my service learning project final presentation. So first I'd like to talk about Lincoln Bike Kitchen's missions. So their first mission was to provide bikes at no cost to the community. They believe that bikes are a good way to engage with the community. It's environmentally friendly and cost-effective way to travel. It's also a healthy way to travel. And they encourage the community to volunteer through the bike kitchen, obviously. Next would be the three interpersonal skills that I applied when I was there. The first one would be listening effectively. I was once in a situation where I had to listen to specific instructions given out by my supervisor. So what I did was I blocked out instructions, I focused intently on her voice, and I took down notes as she spoke, and at the end, I actually asked questions to clarify some of my doubts. Moving on, the second one would be learning from experiences. I once was given a race bike that came over, and I had to identify what was wrong with it all by myself. So the first thing I did was I went through this mental checklist, which I developed over time, which first I would check the brake stem, I would check the gears, the brakes, the seats, and the tires. And then I eventually managed to identify that, that the stem of the brake and the tires weren't actually aligned, which caused some issues. And I pointed that out to the mechanic. He was pretty impressed that I was able to identify that. And that definitely came with experience. Next would be influencing others effectively and appropriately. So I was once in a situation I had to influence a group mate. So we were given a task to check the inventory of the entire bike kitchen. We had to go around the bike kitchen and check the bike, read the tags, and write it down on a checklist. So what we did was what my group mate suggested. One of us would read it and the other would write it down, which I thought was a bit ineffective. I thought should split up. It might be much better. So I used my tactic of rational persuasion, one of the influence tactics, and I explained to him that if we split up, we would save more time. And he suggested an idea of using our phones to write down the tags because that would be faster and we did not have to pass around the checklist. So I integrated that idea into mine. In other words, I allowed him to participate. So that made it much better, and that influenced him much better. In the end, we came to an agreement, and it turned out great. Next would be my contributions towards the organization. The first would be inventory management. So I spent a lot of time there and I managed to find a lot of mislabels and missing bikes. And the president was actually quite happy that me and my volunteer mates managed to clear off the discrepancies between the system and the actual inventory. And then obviously helping mechanics. I spent a lot of time doing simple work such as fixing kids' bikes, and the mechanics are left with the more demanding tasks such as inspection and approval, which requires expertise. For my skill development, I had three goals that I attempted to pursue before I started. So the first goal would be fixing 3 bikes with minimal supervision. This goal turned out great. I managed to accomplish it. And the main reason was because I learned from my experiences. I asked questions and I familiarized myself with all the tools and the components. The next would be arriving 12 p.m. on a consistent basis. I unfortunately failed this goal. I did not account for 2 things. The first one would be my lunchtime, and second would be my travel time, which actually took about 30 to 45 minutes by biking there. Moving on. The third one was to provide 2 useful ideas to the management. So the first idea, before that, this goal was partially complete. I only provided 1 idea, which was related to inventory management. So the president was curious how me and my volunteer mates managed to find so many missing bikes so quickly. So I shared with them our personal strategy and how we managed to accomplish that. So for my project evaluation, first I'll talk about the implications towards me. I became a better listener, obviously, because I had to take down specific instructions and execute them. So I paid close attention. Second would be I learned how to work effectively as a team. When you work on a bike or on any task, you're always in a group. You need to learn how to work with them so you can maximize your efficiency. Second would be the implications towards the people who work there. I think the best thing that happened was a strong cultural exchange between me and the mechanics. I'm from Malaysia and they're from the US, obviously. And what happened was this strong exchange in cultural knowledge, which I think was great. Second was I managed to reduce the mechanics burden a lot by taking over the simple tasks and allowing them to focus on more important things. The one thing I would do differently was choosing more suitable time. I chose a Sunday, which did not have public transportation, which left me to cycle all the way to the bike kitchen, which was about 30 minutes. That was a bad choice. Second, I would like to recommend this project to everyone, if you can, because it's a great community. You learn a lot, and by the time you're done, you'll definitely be able to fix your bike all on your own. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your attention.